Hello and welcome to my therapy session. Today I want to talk about your favorite commentary channel. Oh, cool! The OG from Vine, Danny Gonzalez? No. Drew Gooden then? Yeah, he's really funny. I mean, no. Close, I guess, since they all hang out in one group. Kinda. They know each other and all. Oh, Curtis Connor then. The one that did stand-up. You know the one? More so wholesome humor kind of guy. Well, he's in this group, but no, not him. Oh, Jarvis Johnson then. The more stoic type of comedy. He's pretty good, true. No, not Jarvis Johnson. Come on. There's not much more of them left anyway, so you have to get it now. Okay, I finally get who you meant. See? Finally. Okay, so we talk about Chat Chat. Her skits in those videos are entertaining, true. Okay, I give up. I wanted to talk about nickisnotgreen, who was also there. I mean, he's part of that group, or at least has been, but I can't say much more about him than that. I watched some of his content and personally, it was never anything special for me, as much as every single one of those commentary channels that I've talked about in the intro have their own unique style and humor in their content. Nick seems simply bland in comparison, but I can already see what you're gonna say. I'm biased and it's my own personal preference telling you this. There's no factual statements mentioned anywhere in this video as of yet, and you're right. So let me talk about something that's not as subjective, about his actions on the nickisnotgreen channel. Before we address the obvious elephant in the room, I want to shed light to something from the past that never really ended up being a big thing, and that is this situation regarding a girl band named Sorbet. Basically, Nick and his friend Hassan knew absolutely fucking nothing about the K-pop nor J-pop culture. The fact that I'm now classifying them in the same sentence should tell you as much. Those are two completely different things. But continued to dunk on these Californian girls for having fun and not hurting anyone. Of course, they talked about them being accused of cultural appropriation and they are stealing their national treasures. That's their argument. But that's literally not fucking true at all. If you want to be the knight in shining armor about something, please educate yourself on the matter first. Not everybody needs your little content farm to intervene and save them from these nothing situations that you are involving yourself with. Who the fuck knows why? Because nobody wants nor needs you there? Harsh reality, I know. But I wouldn't mind making videos about nothing if you weren't constantly sending your zombie community to harass people over you not being informed well enough on the matter. Top comment on this very necessary video reads as follows. For context, they're not doing K-pop at all. This is a branch of J-pop idol culture called Kaigai, which means overseas. A lot of people, mostly overseas Pota idol fans, try and enjoy the culture by collaborating with it. And a lot of foreign idols have joined the Japanese industry and are accepted by Japanese audiences. An example from the early 2000s is Becky Cruel. This is mostly fandom and it's self-contained, so I'm sad the K-pop weirdos found this. It's on the same tier as bullying cosplayers. Never, as far as I'm aware, did any of those girls ever try to claim they are Japanese or anything like that.
This is what you do when you try to speak Japanese, by the way? Yeah, I know, but I'm not being serious when I do that. I'm making fun of myself when I do that. She's being serious when she does that.
And they have unique accents because guess what? That's how talking in a foreign language fucking works. Go ahead and try to extort me from the platform, which you seem to enjoy doing. More on that soon. Because of my accent being disrespectful to your ancestors. Calling it K-pop even though the girl from the band herself in the videos they watched said it's in Japanese. It was on live stream, so sure. I have no issue with watching something on stream that you don't know much about. It's about your original reaction then, so mistakes happen. Doing the same in your video about the whole situation, it's one Google search. You can still be lazy, but as a viewer, I'd personally expect at least as much as very basic, rudimentary knowledge about what you're talking about. No need to be a specialist. I know close to nothing about J-pop, but there's no need to be this much of an ignorant, Nick.
Let's watch the fucking video. It's up here, is it?
Hey everyone, this is Barry. I just want to hop on real quick and address
That's
my
a way
comment.
different voice than the one she was using in that.
Her voice is different when she apologizes. Dude, that's the literal point of idol groups. They are idealized for their performances. They, to some extent, create characters. No shit! Her voice sounds different when she's apologizing for fucking nothing, by the way. Why do I feel like I just told a kid that Santa isn't real or some shit like that? It's not all bad for Nick and Hassan though here, because I personally agree that their whole personas and what they were doing is cringeworthy. But so are you guys. Very much so. I don't feel like that's enough of a reason on its own to laugh at you when you'd get destroyed, harassed, and doxed over the internet though. Different people, different standards, I guess. Maybe everyone who doesn't like that behavior of yours just never matured to your level of comedy. Who am I to judge? I feel like Nick seems to be laughing at all the wrong times. This dude is so full of negativity when there's possibilities to clown horrible people, like his commentary channel friends do, for example. But when it's someone that Nick's not involved with, getting online bullied for being guilty of
Cringe.
the seesaw of laughs gets swung straight into his face, making it permanently paralyzed into the state of a grin. The end of the video is just, yeah, they're getting doxed. Fucking TikTok, am I right, guys? Stop doing that, not cool. But like, the situation is nothing, so who cares? I don't. Hey, crazy opinion? I know I was insulting them with my friend over what those people liked for like 40 minutes, but allow people to like what they like. Come on, people. Why are we always so judgmental? The Sorbet band eventually stopped trying after facing even more hate soon after this video came out. But hey, Nick was not at fault whatsoever. Sure, he and his friend ridiculed those people knowing full well what they were going through and not showing any support nor compassion towards them in front of their very impressionate audience, but he put a disclaimer to not harass anyone mentioned in the video and left a beautiful, tear-jerking message at the end of his work. So we're all clean here. There's much more questionable things he said and done on his channel, like this video where it felt like he was very much victim blaming a person for pointing out cringe, which he seems to love doing. Again, just react to your own content, dude. It'd be an endless loop of cringe. You'd be entertained. Prioritizing it over confirmed physical abuse. I'm not talking about the situation that he was talking about as a whole, by the way. It's a complete mess. What I'm saying is that he highlighted the cringe point over proven abuse. And once he saw people not liking that and disagreeing with him, wow, what a fucking shocker, he glossed over everyone's point again in the comment section, saying abuse from both sides is so overlooked. Girls can abuse too, which nobody ever said that's not the case. That's disingenuous. He tried to gaslight people there. Most people weren't portraying the girl as a hero nor somebody perfect. They were highlighting the fact that it was confirmed she was physically abused, while there was no abuse confirmed from the other side. And yet you focused on the one. We could sit here all day, really. And I can already, with the eyes of my imagination, see into the future how my laptop is screaming and crying from how long this video is. And I want to keep it alive for future work, so we'll get to the latest and biggest controversy regarding him, supporting the baseless sexual abuse allegations that turned out to be mostly, if not at all, fake. Well, fake isn't exactly the correct word to use here. It's more like a misunderstanding mixed in with manipulation, malice, and a person that was hurt on a revenge tour. This entire situation is a mess beyond words to me, to be honest. So I highly suggest this video right here. I watched the whole thing, very informative and well done. All I can say for myself is that I fucking hate it. I hate it for multiple reasons. The biggest one is easily the self-proclaimed victim herself making a fucking mockery out of abuse victims. It's cases like this one which makes people wonder even more whether the victim is to be trusted, even though they 100% should have the right to be trusted after experiencing something as horrible as that. But because of people like those trying to gobble some clout and destroy someone else by using such strong allegations against them, those fucking ever anti-victim weirdos can bring up real-life cases when it was right not to trust someone throwing those accusations. But that whole tantrum aside, sorry for it, it's time to include Nick in this clown circus full of egomaniacs, because he made a video about the situation quicker than basically any other response, quicker than people accused of the crime, quicker than people involved in the story, faster than the person's fucking current boyfriend that's also active on social media, with nothing but Lex Abdog's video, phenomenal name by the way, as reference material. Of course, since he's a friend of hers, he talked to her personally about the situation as well, but that's still only one side of the story, and that truly gives you no advantage when she already released a 2-hour video specifically about this very topic. What more would be there to tell privately? Or at least what new information could you possibly gain from that? Nick is not green, as in his fashion, had basically no source material to go by and only one side of the story explained to him, and he lashed out like a great friend to protect someone he knows personally, but did he really believe that's what a good friend should do? Hear me out. Maybe, just maybe, when you are privately friends with someone else, you could, I don't know, support them privately through their tough times. It's good that you believed her. She's your friend, of course you would. But maybe don't make a video about her situation right after she posts it. Be there for them. Yes, but why the fuck would you ever feel like it's the right choice to make a 40-minute video based on nothing but your friend's words talking about the situation like you were there? I know you rarely do research in your videos, ever. But come on, that's beyond stupid. Saying that their music is shit, which has nothing to do with the whole situation, and showing a video of one of the guys involved getting punched and putting it on repeat. Look, Nick, if you are somehow watching this video, I, to some extent, understand you. Ever since I was a kid, I had a strong sense of justice. Not saying I was always right, of course, that's not what it means, but I always wanted wrongdoers to be punished accordingly and stuff like that. But understand that when you're doing a video that aims to completely destroy someone's reputation and trying to say to people,
yeah, we all want to see this motherfucker suffer.
you need, and I mean need, to have much more evidence. This is not a video you share with your small circle of friends laughing at their ex. The super mega guys are not some kind of a fucking inside joke for you to hate on here. And at worst, That's all that they should have been to you at this point in time. You can take your friend's side without abusing the power of your channel and the audience you've garnered on it, when y'all don't even have proof or anything yet. You thought you were being a good friend, but all you did was making a complete fool out of yourself. And what's worse, destroyed innocent people's entire careers. And for that, my previously mentioned sense of justice makes me want for you to pay for what you've done to them. Hey, sorry to interrupt, but this is something that I would never do. I never said anything like this before on this channel, but my friend is involved in here, so I don't care about facts or anything in particular, to be exact. So it's really tough to say it for me, but Nick Green, who you also might know as Nick is not Green, was accused from my friend of horrible behavior that's inexcusable to anyone. So Nick grabbed my friend's lizard's tail and threw it to the grass 15 meters up, without the lizard's consent, might I add. And I have no proof for anything. You know, I have no proof to show you or anything even close to that. But I asked my friend. Looked him in the eyes and asked, "Is it true?" And you know what he said to me? I can still hear him say this, because he said, "No cap." I'm sorry. This is very emotional for me, and I can't even imagine how emotional it must be for my friend and his lizard. Thankfully, the lizard is very strong, so it's still kicking. But I just want to say, please subscribe to this channel so that I can have more viewers than Nick, and then we can cancel him. And to YouTube, I plead to ban any of his social media platforms. On this platform, Twitter, please ban him as well. Just ban him everywhere, because this is inexcusable. As I said, I have no proof, but please ban him. This is inexcusable. This is really, really bad. And yeah, report him. And if you can make a gif of him getting beaten up by somebody, his face, I would really appreciate that. I will show that on my future video. And okay, obviously I'm just kidding. For legal reasons, that's a joke. Okay, we all get that? Fine, yeah. But, well, you know what's not a joke? The fact that you can subscribe. Please subscribe and help me out with the channel. And I'm not going to interrupt the video anymore. I don't think Nick is necessarily a bad person. I think the fact that he stopped doing daily content has been overall very good for him, because I personally don't think daily commentary channels are possible to be good ever. At that point, just commit to being a news channel instead. You'll be much more useful and credible this way. But he still lacks in the objectivity and doing research departments. He's been given a great chance to create a platform, and credit where credit's due, he works on it. He wasn't just blessed with the fame from his popular friends and doing nothing with it. That's respectable. But when your work does more damage than good, that's where you need to reevaluate yourself and what you're doing. Instead of doing so, even despite all the red lights Nick's been passing through in his endeavors, he's never done that. And it finally culminated in unrepairable damage that he's caused to other creators. Nick is Not Green is the worst commentary channel on YouTube. Not because I dislike his character or anything as petty as that, but because his continuous lack of information regarding the topics he's talking about and his repeated attempts at canceling people completely out of the platform are very dangerous, toxic, reckless, and morally fucked up. Not only that, but he refuses to ever admit to his fault, which makes his arrogance and his career-ruining mistakes impossible to change from the outside. I think I talk for most people when I say that a one-sided talk show with one and only undisputable right side to everything is not needed nor wanted here. And I genuinely hope Nick will be able to grasp this concept, admit to his wrongdoings, and be a better creator from some point forward. Wishful thinking, I know, but let me be naive sometimes, okay? Unlike Nick, I can and am actually wrong sometimes. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next session. I feel like Nick is stuck in that commentary channel purgatory when he's not exactly an informative based channel. You know, like those channels making documentaries and stuff like that, kind of like Turkey Tom, although maybe that's not the best example since he also accused someone of, well, you know what I meant by that. And between those like more so entertainers, like Most Critical, for example, you know, when they are making commentary and they are stating their points and everything, yet still they mostly mean just to entertain people, with jokes, laughs, and stuff like that. And I feel like Nick is stuck in between and ends up being none of those. Like, he doesn't say enough jokes, nor do enough editing. Or at least, well, he definitely didn't do enough editing when he was uploading daily. And he didn't have time to do proper research when he was uploading daily. So he's done nothing of those sorts. And I feel like even though he changed, he's uploading less consistently, and that's better for him, I still feel like it's a very big problem for him.